Coming up, cherry blossom boom. The economy might be in a slump, but many Americans are still traveling around the U.S. instead of abroad. We'll show you how D.C. is taking advantage of this situation.
And a housing bust. The real estate market for the D.C. metro area is taking a huge hit, causing concern from realtors. District Wire News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Meredith Veloz.
And I'm Mohammed Yenin. In a recession, people have to find ways to pinch their pennies. With a new federal tax on cigarettes, some D.C. residents are saving money by kicking a bad habit. Reporter Lindsay Hall has more.
The largest federal tobacco tax increase took effect on April 1st. The 62-cent federal tax brings the cost of cigarettes between $7 and $9 in most D.C. area convenience stores.
Cigarettes are bad for your health, but still, I don't feel as though you need to tax it. It's already expensive enough as it is.
As prices go up, people can't afford them, or if they, and other people not giving them to you because they paying their money for them.
As the price of cigarettes hits an all-time high, more smokers are calling quit smoking hotlines than ever before.
Hi, this is Chris. Wonderful. Are you interested in getting enrolled into our program to help you quit smoking?
In D.C., calls to the 1-800-QUIT-SMOKING hotline nearly tripled from February to March. People call the 1-800-QUIT-NOW hotline in the district. They're directed to someone inside this office here, at the American Lung Association's district office. Since the federal tax on cigarettes, they've seen an increase in callers and also in foot traffic. The American Lung Association's district office used to see 3 to 4 people each week. Now they're seeing that many people each day.
So what we saw was really unprecedented in the history of the DC Quit line. For example, we normally have about 10 to 12 calls a day to the Quit line. As we approached the beginning of the tax, going into effect April 1st, our call volume began to rise from 14 on March 7th to the 50-60 range the last week of March. And on April 1st, when the tax went into effect, we had 131 calls to the Quit line. So that's almost a 600% increase.
Once a smoker calls the hotline, the American Lung Association, along with the district's Department of Health, provide free cessation products and counseling. While not all district residents are aware that this service exists, some say that the Quit line, along with the tax, just might be enough to make them quit.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Now the incentive to quit, I guess, so.
With the current cost of cigarettes between $7 and $9, the average smoker will spend almost $2,000 each year on cigarettes. Lindsay Hall, District Wire News.
The numbers are finally in after more than 2 months of analysis. The financial services company Standard & Poor's now saying housing prices have dropped by about 20% across the country. Howie Perlman has the details on the home prices in the Washington area.
Standard & Poor's Case-Shiller Home Price Index reveals that housing prices in the D.C. metro area decreased by 19% from January 2008 to January 2009. The index also reports that home prices in the D.C. metro area fell by 2% from December to January. George Eckerly, who's a realtor with Long & Foster Real Estate, says that while many people who want to buy homes in the district are waiting for prices to sink even more, they might not be waiting much longer.
I think that as the realization sinks in that this is the lowest mortgage rates we're going to get, and the prices are holding fairly steady in the neighborhoods that I would want to live in, people are saying now is as good a time as later.
The district's overall decrease in home values does not reflect differences between the prices in each of the district's neighborhoods. Christian Burl owns a home in Foggy Bottom, a neighborhood where home prices are around the same as they were last year.
I do have friends who live in other parts of the district who have gone through significant fluctuations in their property values, so I do feel fortunate.
Kevin Riggy says that while the value of his home in Spring Valley fell by 10% since last year, he feels that people who couldn't afford homes in his neighborhood before the recession should take advantage of the opportunity.
To the extent those are lower income folks, younger first-time home buyers, that's a benefit to that class of buyers.
Standard & Poor's Case-Shiller Index shows that 8 metropolitan areas had greater decreases in home prices than the D.C. metro area. The Phoenix metro area was hit the hardest, with a 35% decrease in home values from January 2008 to January 2009. I'm Howie Perlman, reporting for District Wire News.
It's not all doom and gloom for the economy here in the D.C. area. With Americans traveling around the U.S. more, this year's Cherry Blossom Festival is bringing in much-needed money to the city. Chung Woo has more.
Fun things to watch, free gifts, a free performance that lasts for 7 hours, and free tickets to America's largest Japanese culture exhibition. This is how the advertisers are promoting domestic trips in today's economy.
This year's economic downturn has led to a lot more people doing what's called staycations or stay vacations. People aren't traveling abroad as much, and so we're benefiting from that because they're staying in town or they're staying in the U.S. for their vacation.
With more people traveling inside the country, local tourism industry is feeling a bliss. Festivals like this one means more local revenue.
About 400,000 are local people, and another 600,000 are people from outside of the Washington, D.C. area. The festival, it's estimated, brings over $150 million of revenue to Washington, D.C.
Despite the increasing number of tourists, vendors on the festival find it harder to see an increase in profits.
I think economy have a little influence. Everybody think about wallets and they look at price.
While some tourists are learning the virtue of saving,
still try to stretch the dollar and go nice places.
Others are barely influenced by the economy.
I spend a lot of money on traveling, so it's good.
The local tourism industry is enjoying the benefits of this cherry blossom season, while hoping for a better economy in the coming years. This is Chung Woo reporting for District Wire News.